It's always fun seeing some new faces, so thank you guys for doing the most important thing, which is showing up right there. Yes. We're going to talk tonight a little bit about why our New Year's resolutions suck. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Chris. I'm an instructor at the National Personal Training Institute, and I expanded my fitness company down here to get more growth, also to more exposure for my book. And my book is called The Boulder Truth Diet. So if vulgarity offends you, there might be a couple earmuff sessions in here. I'll maybe wink at you and you can just cover your ears. We'll try to keep it as PC as possible, but we might drop a couple fun bumps. So let's go to the next page. So, who made the New Year's resolution? Okay. One person, that's it? I did. Okay, good. And what's that? You couldn't find yours. So then my question is, why did we make New Year's resolutions? If you didn't make it.
No time.
No time, okay. Wow.
Every day is a new year.
Okay, good optimism right there. I like it. I hear a lot of New Year's resolutions suck. You know, those, don't do those. And then I'll beg the question, I'll kind of play the devil's advocate and I'll say, is that the case? Or maybe is someone maybe a little afraid to fail? And you know, New Year's resolution, how many times have you heard people, I want to lose 10 pounds this year? 5 weeks later, where are they? Step one, same spot. So I think a lot of times we're afraid to fail. I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions. I never make them. I'm a failure, yes. No, sorry, but I'm a big advocate of goals. And we're going to learn a little bit more about some goals that I'm going to challenge you guys to challenge yourself with some commandments. So let's take a look at the next page. New Year's resolutions. I feel like they're too vague today. Here's a crazy statistic for you. The average person stops their New Year's resolution in 19 days. My dad's a shrink. All of his shrink buddies, that's why I'm crazy. They say that it does take about 21 days to establish a habit. Look how close they were. They gave up 19 days. So why is that? Why are people failing? I don't know. I have some hypotheses, and I think that maybe we're too determined. And I say that, how many people have you known, they get all jacked up on the first Friday, hungover, so Saturday, we're going to start nice and we're going to start running. Sunday we start running. Monday we start running. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you just go, and then what happens to your body? It starts wearing down. Then your knees start hurting, your ankles start hurting, shin splints come in. Screw this, it hurts. Take a couple days off, and you go back into it, and after a while you're like, nope, I'm just going to stop. It's easier. My body feels better. So we have, too motivated as well. So find the proper guidance. And that's where we come in as personal trainers. We know how the human body works, but the average person doesn't. So you read on some magazine shape, and it says, lose 15 pounds in 3 days, eat carrots and peas, and all of a sudden you're going to look amazing, like this model has been photoshopped to hell. And it doesn't happen. And so we start getting discouraged. And then we don't get the results, and we just stop it. And no accountability. How many of those, so again, who did make a New Year's resolution? So husband and wife, you guys probably told each other. But for those that you did have you told someone? And I think that's one of the benefits of working with the trainer. I'm not trying to sell you guys on training home, but if you need to work with the trainer, that's not But how many people have you told about your goals? I think that's also a problem. There's no one to hold you accountable. If you've ever worked out with someone, so him and I are buddies, we're going to go work out today at 4 o'clock, I'm tired, I have to meet him now. He's holding me accountable versus if I'm just going myself, screw it, I'm just going to watch the game, drink, have fun, don't worry about it. So, I'm going to give you a list of things that I feel are traditional, semi-traditional, and very, very non-traditional. And it's going to help you be significant and badass, as I say in 2015. So we all want to be better people. We want to feel amazing. We want to have more confidence. Everyone wants to look fantastic naked. We want to help others, make more money. The 10-minute orgasm, I'm not just making that up. If you ever read the 4-Hour Work Week, Timothy Ferriss, he talks about the 10-minute orgasm. That just sounds like a lot of work to me. It's, people talk about it. Climb Mount Everest. We have big goals, middle goals, low goals. I'm going to help you guys get to the 27 commandments. And you're going to kind of get a little piece of the mind of Chris. So bear with me because it is a little crazy. So let's take a look at the next page for the 27 commandments. So, my book. the vulgar truth guy. I do like talking, I use vulgarity, but I use it in a term where I try to have fun with it. I'm not saying it as, shit and all these bad words just as fillers for vocabulary. I can use other words if I'd like to, but I just prefer using some vulgarity. So I was trying to think, how can I have a talk and use some type of acronym and it'd be okay to say it? Because you say shit in front of people, you can offend someone, but if it's an acronym, it's all right. It's just an acronym, relax. There's actually not a therapist, but he's a doctor. He's just a badass trainer, and he has an acronym that he actually trademarked, and it's called SHIT acronym. How awesome is that? Superheroes in Training. And that's like, if you go through his program, you're gonna be shit. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't have any cool ones. I have my spine that I talk about in my book, and that's cool, but I think shit's really cool. So bear with me on this one. The commandments that I have, I call them the SHIT commandments, because it's stuff that you have to incorporate daily. Now my dyslexia kicked in a little bit right there. Shitai, who's gonna remember shitai, honestly? Can you remember shit better, or do you remember shitai? You remember shit. So stuff, you have to, is the T, incorporate daily. You just flip out the T and the I. Do we get it a little bit? Do I at least get some? No, you don't get it all, a little bit. It works a little bit. So let me go a little more into, I found this picture and I was just cracking up. Oh my God, I just should have advanced. But let's talk about that for a little bit, honestly. Number 2, what happens when you need to go to the bathroom? Oh shoot. When you need to go to number 2. I'm not being facetious. What do you do? I think we know what we do. Not maybe. You go to the bathroom, you relieve yourself, and then you go throughout your normal day. It's not supposed to happen, but sometimes it does. Some people do shit their pants. It's not the most enjoyable thing. He was just telling me a story last weekend. He was on a date. It was kind of awkward. It's not supposed to happen. We have control of our organs, and when we know when it's time to go 1 or 2, we go do that. And so I have these commandments, and I say that there are things that we should be doing, but we're avoiding them. Why are we avoiding them? These are things that help us live longer, look better. Everyone has the same goal, literally. If you talk to people and you get down to the basis of it, everyone's goal essentially, besides health-related stuff, is essentially look better naked. Everyone wants to look as best as they possibly can. Who doesn't want to look the best they possibly can? It's okay if you don't. I can give you my dad's card, and you can talk to him, and you guys can get down to whatever it's daddy issue, or you can get down to this. No, honestly though, everyone wants to look the best they want. And so, the 7 commandments that I have, and I have the not-so-obvious ones, and I have the very not-so-obvious ones. And so the 7 health-related ones, the 27 in total, no, not yet. Don't get back there. Don't you dare. The 27 are about character. They're about making yourself a better person. There is about health. The first 7 are primarily related to health, though. And I'm pretty sure we've all heard of them before in some shape or form. What do you think those 7 commandments are that we hear every single year that we need to start incorporating? Drink more water. Very good. The body's about 70% water, our muscles about 70% water. If we're not drinking enough water, we're going to be dehydrated. We can't move efficiently. We're not going to be losing fat. Headaches. Most people, when they get a headache, what do? They go get coffee. They're probably dehydrated. Water is essential. We should be drinking it all the time. People mistake thirst and hunger. I'm hungry. No, you're probably just dehydrated. So what do? We have chips. It makes us more dehydrated and we keep on eating more stuff. So maybe we should focus more on hydration. How many ounces or glasses should we have a day?
72 for girls.
Here we go. So roughly about 72. Who knows what 72 ounces look like? It's kind of hard. So a good rule of thumb, they'll say, is half your body weight in ounces. So 200 pounds, 100 ounces of water. That's a lot of water. Can you drink too much water?
Yes.
Yeah, you can die from it. It's hyponatremia. So we don't want to drink too much. Don't worry about that though, unless you're just freaking doing a 5-gallon jug. It's very hard to do. That's 1. What are the other 6?
Eat more fruit.
Eat more fruits and vegetables. Everyone says it. Oh, fruits and vegetables aren't tasty. Just do it. Look at brownie points. You're having your peas right there. Just do it. When you have to go to the bathroom, what do? You do it. Just eat more fruits and vegetables. It's that simple. People always come up with it. I don't like carrots. Okay, what about this? I don't like blackberries. How can you not like blackberries? They're not nasty. Your palate's jacked up because you're used to eating so much damn Doritos and all that stuff. Granted, stuff like Pop-Tarts and Gushers are amazing, but you gotta get your fruits and vegetables. Those are the most important things. Help prevent cancer. What else?
Move.
Move more. Very good. And when we were cave people, what were we doing all the time? We were walking. We need to walk more. So know it's cold for you Southern California folk, but if you really want to walk more, park on Montana when you come to talk every Thursday at 7:30, because I know you guys are going to keep on coming back. Start walking more. A mile here, a mile there. If you have class, if you're going to school somewhere, park a half a mile or a mile away and just start walking more. Before you know it, you walk 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 miles a day, you burn an extra 4 to 500 calories. That's true. What else?
Sleep.
Sleep, very good. 8 to 10 hours. Who's getting 8 to 10 hours every night? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half of them. It's always funny when the people who don't, it's tough. You gotta do it though, because what happens when you don't sleep? You're not restoring all your hormones. Cortisol, which is classified as a bad hormone, but it really isn't. It can turn into a bad hormone if we don't allow it to reset itself. It's the Goldilocks hormone. So when we have too much of it, it's really bad. Not enough of it, it's really bad. We should have optimal amounts. And if we're getting optimal sleep, it's going to be very high in the morning. And for those that are in the class, what happens when cortisol is high in the morning?
Burn fat.
Maximizes fat loss. It's going to burn more fat. That's 4. What's the 5th one? Don't make me forget. Got sleep longer. Come on, what am I an advocate of? We got all of it right around here.
Drink more. Exercise.
Resistance strength. We gotta lift weights. And I talk about in my book, Win the Week. You gotta lift weights at least 4 times a week. And if you're not lifting 4 times a week, you're setting yourself for inferiority. And I talk about that. I'll talk about cardio a lot more. Weight training makes your body anabolic. And when you're anabolic, you're more efficient as a machine, you're burning more calories. Who wants to burn calories at rest? I think we all do. And how do you do that? Resistance training. Add muscle. I was going to say, look around here and you won't see any pretty weights, but I do have one pretty purple weight. You shouldn't be lifting lightweight. The first month is your little get out of jail free card, lift light weights, do body weight stuff, that's all right. After that, you got to go heavy. And you're not going to get big and bulky, you're not going to turn into She-Ra, you're going to develop muscle. Your weight could even go up a little bit. I was just working with a girl who I was training the other day, and we were talking about weight. And I said, would you rather lose those pounds that you're trying to get, or would you rather look amazing and have the best body ever, and get in that bikini and be like, oh my God, I have an ass, oh my God, it's crazy. The girls were laughing because it's true. Who would rather have the number, or would you rather look amazing? People want to look amazing, and that's what weight training will do for you. That's 5, I think. We got 2 other ones. I think that's 6. The other one is going to be, we got to foam roll more. Foam rolling is the new stretching. If you don't foam roll, you got to start doing it. Foam rolling is going to implementing some type of holding on these devices for at least 30 seconds to break apart adhesions. Think of it like plaque. If we don't foam roll, muscles are going to get kind of lazy. It gets good blood flow into them, helps you move easier. And the last one I already forgot, what was this? Eat more protein. So the protein is really important, and I'm nothing against vegetarians. 2015 is the year to eat meat. You gotta eat more meat, you gotta eat eggs. Yes, we gotta go ideally with the stuff that doesn't have any type of hormones, but you look at testosterone levels across the board, males and females, they're dramatically lower. Why is that? Because we're no fat and we're soy-based people now. That stuff's not good for you. So we gotta start eating red meat. Not all the time, but enjoying it more. Having your protein-based stuff, your protein fruits and vegetables as well. Here's a lovely picture of what women at least think. So we can go to the next page. With a lot of women think it happens when you start working out. You look like that. No offense to her, but she's probably a lovely person. But you look like that thing. And I don't think that looks like a woman. The girl to the right is a lot more attractive. And in the picture on the lower left, you have someone who obviously does a lot of cardio, is skinny soft, is what people will label that, versus a girl that, I'm kind of speechless with that one. I mean, that's not something that's bad right there. I wouldn't let her leave if she was wearing that all the time. That's a pretty admirable backside right there. Look at this guy. He's like, what page are we on? I want to see that. So, now let's get into the 10 that are not so obvious. And so these are going to be ones that are more personality or character-based. I'm going to suggest smiling more. Now, when was the last time you saw a little baby puppy or a baby and it was just smiling at you and you're like, ugh, you're mad and yelling? It doesn't happen. That little sucker right there, he's, or she, I don't know, happiest thing in the world. You look at that and you're going to be happy. And it's contagious. You smile more people will smile. I do a little test every single morning when I walk to work because I live here. And I see how many people I can smile at and get someone to reciprocate. It doesn't happen all the time. I must be scary, maybe the beard intimidates people. But it's the people that do smile back, they're so happy, like, oh my God, people aren't on their phone texting, they're actually getting eye contact, it's amazing. A lot of people are in the zone, they're walking straight down and looking, but try smiling more. Read more. I talk about reading at least 3, having 3 books on you at all times, not like in your pockets, but if you have a bag, keep a book on you. I challenge my students to read one with fitness, to read one about business and marketing, because that's usually a weakness with a lot of trainers. And last but not least is some type of fiction. Something that keeps your mind going. You lose that creativity, whether it's Garfield or whatever. Just read something that keeps you entertained and creative. See your goals. What I mean by that is put it out there more. Whether if it's on a chalkboard, whether if it's in my you all know what that is, I can imagine it, right? In my kitchen, I have a chalkboard, and it says, in big letters, I circle, it says Arnold. That's my goal. I want to train Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm going to get him. I will get him sooner or later. I saw him at the Fig one day, and he was there, he had some bodyguards. I'm like, I can maybe take out one. I need Tim with me, so he can take out a couple of bodyguards, then I can get in there and I'll start training Arnold. Set your goals high. Worst case scenario, you don't do it. I feel like today, going back to the afraid of failing, I like sports, I talk about sports a lot. We're given an opportunity to shoot a free throw and make it. People are so afraid of missing, they're not even shooting. They're just sitting down here and saying, oh, this game looks like fun, but ah, screw that, I'm not going to shoot because it's going to suck too much if I miss. You didn't give it a shot. So you got to set the bar super high. I'm a big advocate of that. If someone once told me if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming high enough. Give more. I was talking to this lovely couple over here, and they just said that they met at a volunteering event. That's cool. So, you know, what was the event again?
Just it's a skid row, like feeding homeless people, interacting, and it's something we do they do it every day.
And afterwards, you probably feel like shit. You're just like mad at the world. You help people, and you're like, wow, it actually feels good. One of the things that we do up in Dublin, I'm trying to include down here, is we work with a group of special needs. All across the board spectrum, from autism to Asperger's to and Down syndrome. And you work with these kids, and I swear to God, they're the nicest people in the world. People are freaked out about them. They're like, oh, they're different. They're going to bite me or something. They could. But so my mom's a teacher, especially a teacher. She always come home and like, damn, I don't know, like a shark or something. You know, it helps you. Think about like, wow, I'm pretty unfortunate. These guys are so damn happy and they're so freaking optimistic. It helps you be a better person. 12, food prep. I give props to bodybuilders because this is something that they are pretty damn good at. They will, Sunday nights, they'll set up the whole entire week prepping food. They will get their protein, the tilapia, whatever the hell they're eating. They'll prep it for the whole entire week. Get a big wok. Just start cooking a bunch of fruits, vegetables, and put your protein in there. And it's a really good investment. 13, detach from society. Too many times we're on our phone. Who in here would completely lose it, maybe even shit your pants, if you lost your phone? So outside here, you didn't have your phone and say, oh crap, what do I do? Can I talk to It's an electrical leash. But I mean, all honesty, how many numbers do you really know? I thought I was talking about, I got really drunk, I lost my phone, I was in jail. Who could I call? I only know my mom's number. Mom, I'm in LA. I don't know any other numbers, and so I understand. But detach from society. Give yourself, and studies have shown recently that just 30 minutes a day of listening to sounds of birds dramatically helps decrease cortisol levels. That's pretty crazy. So here, if you're in Santa Monica, what I do is instead of walking straight to work, I'll walk right by the beach. I'm always amazed when I talk to people in Santa Monica. What was the last time you were at the beach? You're like, maybe like 3 years ago. I'm like, Jesus, you live on the beach and you never even go there. The sunsets there are insane too. Limit your exposure to time blockers. Instagram, Facebook, TV show, all that stuff. I know who in here has some type of social media page. It's all right. I have it for business. I have like 13 Facebook accounts, literally. I have one for my family. I have one for my book. I don't want students knowing how crazy I am with my family. I block everyone out. So I understand, but you can just get lost in it. It's so fun. I lived in San Francisco, and I would drive from San Francisco to Dublin. There's just one bus station right on Treat. Yeah. And, no, not Treat, I forget the name. But you'd literally, there'd be a line of like 25 people, and every single person was like this. They're just on their phone, and we can get into corrective exercise if you like, and protrusion of the neck and cervical flexion right here. What's going to happen? Because it's chaos. Try to limit your exposure to that stuff. And I'll challenge you, if you do watch TV, who likes TV? I'm going on TV. What's your favorite show?
Oh, I don't know.
Simone, what's your favorite show?
The Real Housewives.
There's like 38 of them.
They're so good.
Californication.
Millionaire Matchmaker, anyone?
Yes. Another good one.
3 episodes, I
Love
think. That's when it's coming out. I like the nerdy show. What's that with the Brainiacs? Big Bang. I love that show. With TiVo today, we just watch it straight through. I'll challenge you, don't go through it. Watch the commercials, in the sense, cook. Then you can watch your show and you can prep for the week while you're watching TV. I'm a big advocate of being sane, and you're going to see on the next page what I mean by that. Self-love. You got to love yourself before you love anyone else, obviously. You got to look at yourself and be, not in love narcissistically, but you need to be confident, and you have to love yourself before you can love others. There's a guy out there, his name's Dan Pena, and I've been following him a lot. Anyone heard of him before? This guy's like the general, I guess you could almost say General Lee. He's like a very tough, lovey, badass dude. And he has, obviously he can be this way because he has a freaking castle in Ireland. And he has this place that you can spend 20 grand to, and you go there and he just beats you up mentally and makes you tougher. One of his things that he talks about is not just doing it. He says, just fucking do it. This is a 70-year-old dude, and he's like a badass. And he just says, we're all a bunch of wusses. Everyone is afraid of failing, and I saw this word the other day, I loved it, wussification of America. I loved it. It's like everyone is just, we're kind of getting weak. You gotta get tough, and it all begins by loving yourself. And if you don't love yourself, it's going to show. Supplements, whey protein, multivitamins, ZMA, zinc, and magnesium. Those are the 2 most deficient minerals in the body. Take 3 or 4 of those before you go to bed. Make sure not to go above about 300 supplemental milligrams, because then it's kind of ironic, you will have explosive diarrhea. So be careful of that. Branched chains amino acid. You can get some stuff that has flavor, so you can put those in your water. They help keeping your body very anabolic. You're not going to be breaking down your body, so they're referred to as anti-catabolic. You can preserve your muscles. D-aspartic acid for males helps with testosterone production. So you take that as it were a steroid. Don't compare it to steroids because it's not. It's a protein, but once you take it, you do take it like a cycle. So you take it for 2 or 3 weeks on, 3 or 4 weeks off. Women do not take it because you don't have testes. It won't work for you. Maca is a libido enhancer. It helps your sex drive, boost that sucker up. And if you take that? I like that shit right there.
She shuts down that shit.
She puts it in shake. That's badass right there. I like that. She's like, hey, your shake's ready. Awesome. I like it. And then we're going to do I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I talk about the corrective exercise routine. And so this is a routine that I will do every single morning, and I challenge people to do it more. So I'm going to have Tim come up here. And this is a simple routine that you can do right when you wake up. And I say right when you wake up, literally do it right when you wake up. So 10 ass to the grass squats. Now ass to the grass is taboo because of something that's referred to as the butt wink. And you'll see when we both do it right here. I don't know if you have better flexibility. Let's just have you do some squats. Pop. Nope, that's all right. So you see how his butt kind of tucks under right there? It's not the end of the world. When it tucks under like that, the end of the world, keep it come up, let's do some reps. But when it winks under load, keep on doing some. We're going to get a little workout in right now. When it winks under load, that's problematic for your lumbar region. So if I had a lot of weight on my back right now, I wouldn't want to be doing this. But every single morning, just let your spine decompress. So just come down all the way. If you need to go to your toes, that's all right. All the way down, ass to the grass. 10 to 15 of those repetitions. Second thing we're going to do is have you lie on the ground. It's called a vacuum. Ass is kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not ironically, but facetiously, I don't know. But when girls come in, I know every single woman wants a nice backside. So I always say it kind of like, oh, so you don't want nice glutes. Who doesn't want a smaller waist? Is there a girl here who doesn't want a smaller waist? Everyone wants it. Smaller waist better. Can you actually attain that? Yeah, you can. You can do this by, actually made popular by Arnold. And this is referred to as vacuuming. So you have these ribs right here in the lower part, and then you have these 2 bones right here, the ASIS. So you're going to pretend like this is a trampoline. And what he's going to do is he's going to suck that trampoline down and put it flat on the ground. So suck in, suck in, suck in. You see how it's going down right there? Suck, 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 suck. This is really, 2, 4, 6. That's pretty good, Tim. No, it's very hard right now. Keep sucking, keep sucking. Not easy, huh? See, look at his face right there. You're engaging what's referred to as the TVA muscle, transverse abdominis. It's stereotypically very, very weak. And this is the one exercise that will engage it. Ironically, a lot of coaches who are idiots, they'll tell you that doing squats and doing side bends and stuff like that's going to make females' waist larger. In actuality, what it does is when it engages that, it makes it smaller. So this is a simple exercise that you can do. Pull down again. Hold it, ideally for about 30 seconds is what you're shooting for. Suck, 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 suck. And it's super hard right there. He's tough right there. That's a great exercise to engage and make your waist a little smaller. From this position, you're going to face me because Tim, I don't know if you shit your pants or what, but he has a little hole in his careful with your head right here, but I want you to face him.
Old jeans, old jeans.
And we're going to do the, so good. So now we're going to do the clam. So the clam is on, there you go. So this is a great exercise for your glutes as well. And he's just going to open up, keeping his leg down and back down. And when you get to the top, you're just going to hold, and this really helps with what's referred to as like the lamb chop, the part of the butt. Really, really great for external rotation. 10 to 15 repetitions per side, then you'd switch. And then I'll have you roll back on your back again. And another thing that happens a lot from sitting at a desk. You sit at a desk a lot? Yeah. And so we get this upper cross syndrome. We forget how to breathe. We start getting headaches because we're doing a lot of this. If you look back at this baby, right? The baby. If you would look at this baby when it's breathing, how will the baby breathe? Through the stomach. And that's how we should breathe. It's referred to as diaphragmatic breathing. So in this position, do 5 to 10 breaths. Put one hand on your chest. Put one hand on your tummy. I don't want this hand to move. So when he breathes, this needs to move. Big deep breath in. So he's a chest breather. And this is something that we can work on by getting into his tight pec. This probably hurts right in there. That's his pec minor muscle. That's very, very overactive. Also backside muscles. So we want to help teach this hand to move. So focus on this hand coming up when you breathe in. Better. And then back down. Forcefully push that air out. You also engage your TVA. Again. I don't want to do too many of these because what will happen is you get very, very lightheaded and people can even pass out because you're not used to getting optimal oxygen and you start doing it and your body's like, hey, thanks, up, you're pass out. So don't get too excited, all right? All right?
Yeah, I'm good.
So let's have you get back up. Thank you. And the last thing I do, you did it, it's all right. Okay. Water. It does have. Last thing we're going to do is you just do a balance test. There's a doctor that says if you want to be able to live to 100 years old, you should be able to stand on one leg 10 seconds. Piece of cake, right? Close your eyes.
Yes.
It's a longevity test, and you should be able to stand there for 10 seconds. And if you can't, how scary is that? That proprioceptively, that's where your body is in space. Once you close your lights, your body doesn't know where it is in space. Hence, tonight, when you guys are not going to be doing this, drinking and driving, when you get pulled over, what's one of the tests they do?
Walking in the line of search line.
Touch, oh, you've been pulled over, right? That right here, touch your nose. Because alcohol inhibits the frontal part of the brain, which is your motor cortex. And so, motor cortex, whatever. But when you touch your nose, it doesn't know where you are. So proprioceptively, you do this, or you come down here. Alcohol is inhibited and messed up that front part of the brain. So balance training is really, really important, especially as we get older. You know, more people die every single year from broken hips and hip fractures and breast cancer? That's insane. Because when I fall, I don't have the reactiveness, my body doesn't know where it is, I break my hip. The broken hip doesn't actually kill me, it's the complications afterwards, where if you get pneumonia, whatever it can be, and you die from that. From a simple fall, which can be prevented from doing those exercises. Thank you, Tim. Now we're going to get into my favorites. So we just have 10 more, and these are my challenges to everyone. You don't understand how many people, I know there's some people here, who's giving up alcohol? Yeah. Who's giving up for the month of January? One.
I said less in general.
I'm not.
wine last
I know, so let me first state, I'm not encouraging you to drink more. I'm always just wonder why people give it up. So So people say, I understand the complications from being a complete drunk all the time. It's not good on your liver. You're not nice to other people. But alcohol, if you consume it in moderation, there's nothing wrong with it. What happens is people, they're trying to get the easy way out. They say, oh, I'm going to give up alcohol. I'm going to give up sugar. I'm going to give up salt. And that's how I'm going to get my New Year's resolution. You're not working out. You're running, which is a catabolic process. So you're actually making your body less efficient. That's the ironic thing about running. When you run, it makes your body less efficient. Very, very catabolic process. As you're going to see, if you want to even skip down to number 24, what's that one say? No more cardio. Don't run. Who likes to run? It's okay, I'm not going to yell at you. If you like to run, and if you like to, that's fine. Run. Those are the only two people here who should run. Besides that, don't run. If you don't like it, you don't need to. The amount of wear and tear on your knees, especially from a nation that's 70% overweight, is insane. Why are we running? Why are we jumping? Insanity, don't sue me, but that's a horrible program. You should not be doing insanity or any of that crap. Lifting weights, building muscle, burn more fat, you make your body more efficient. So going back to alcohol, be smart with your choices. So if you like having whiskey cokes, take out the coke, go straight whiskey, go neat whiskey. That's badass. That's boss, as a student told me the other day. I'm starting to get up with the lingo. Use it out of context the other day. I'm like, hey, my shoes are boss. Like, you can't see them. That's boss right there. I give up. I can't keep up with it.
Your shoes are boss.
Cowboy boots, you're always boss. So, but giving it up, if you enjoy it, don't give it up. Be smart about it. Find holes in your program, and I guarantee your weight training probably sucks. Start lifting weights more, 4 days a week, and you'll be on the right track. Dress to impress. Ladies, if you had a choice to have sex with either left or right, not me, the guy there. It's the same person, but which one are you more impressed by? Daniel Craig when he looks like a bum, or Daniel Craig when he's all... Is it hot, or are you doing that because of Daniel Craig?
No.
Oh, okay. Which one looks better? Honestly, he looks a lot better on the right, don't you think? And so I was out actually on New Year's, and I don't dress up very much. This is like good. I put on this jacket when we were out downtown. I was like, Joe, is it normal when you like wear a jacket and stuff? You just feel like a badass? I'm like, I just feel good. I just feel like I'm walking around like, hey, what's up? You know? I felt confident. I was like, what the hell? Why is that? Something about dressing nice, it makes you feel better. And I know ladies, when you get ready for your big dance and you wear those gowns, you feel awesome. And you're dressing above your clientele, whatever it's going to be. So choose new friends. Get rid of your friends. I know that's probably not something you want to hear, but you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with. If you hang around a lot of people who are not that motivated, not driving and forward thinking, they're going to bring you down. Oh, I'm going to get in good shape this year. Why? It's so much fun just to drink and play video games and smoke weed. This is so much easier. Don't do that program. Or you go out with people and you're like, oh, I'm going to diet. I'm not going to have any chips. You're stupid. You're not fun to hang out anymore. Have some chips. They're bringing you down. So we all have those Debbie Downer friends. I know we do. Taking them out of your life completely is not realistic. But try to find people who motivate you, who bring you up, keep you motivated. Keep positive individuals. 22. This might scare some of you. Go on Tinder. Go on Plenty of Fish. Go on Match. Okay, Cupid. If you're single, that is. And I say that because, honestly, meeting people at the bars, we have a good success story over here with volunteering, so maybe you can volunteer more, but get out there more, which leads you to number 23, so you can start having sex more. I talk about that in my book 3 times a week if your spine's in alignment. But if you're not, then your spine's jacked up. But there was a cute little thing that was passed on Facebook or whatever about the biggest regrets of these 100 individuals who were like on their deathbed. And like 90% of them all had one of the biggest regrets, and that was in their 30s laying around naked more. That's pretty crazy. I don't want to be on my deathbed and be like, should have had sex more. I know I'm going to go put on my suit, 92 years old, I'm going to go out there and get some hot chicks. It's not going to happen. So if it doesn't matter how old you are, just start helping more. That's the thing. 24, no more cardio, I already said that. Running is not the best for us. Tabatas are high intense short intervals. And so I do this all with my clients on our boot camps. You're more than welcome to come any Sunday. We put the sucker up here, and for 20 seconds you hit the hell's bag, you wait for 10. Go again, boom, 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 20 seconds, wait for 10. 20 seconds, wait for 10. You do this for about 4 to 6 minutes, that's all you need to do for your cardio. really, really high intense, anaerobically taxing on the system. It's not aerobic. Aerobic means with oxygen. Anaerobic means without oxygen. It's more efficient. You're going to be burning more fat, building more muscle. 25, I actually screwed up on your guys' sheet on, it says self-love, which I already said, but it's supposed to be self-challenge. So I challenge you guys to do something that makes you really uncomfortable. So what is the number one fear of most Americans? Public speaking. Bigfoot. Public speaking. Who likes talking in front of you? I was at the Chamber of Commerce right now, and I was meeting some new people. I still get nervous. Heart starts beating fast. I'm like, stop it, don't do that. Go around and start talking about yourself. It's like, you get nervous, but the more you put yourself in those situations, you're only going to get better at it. If you've ever heard of Toastmasters, I challenge you to do one of those. What is Toastmasters?
Speaking class, kind of club type thing.
You go to a spot and they'll say, hey, talk to us for 5 minutes about this. You're like, Jesus, oh God. It's always, we just did presentations in my class. I always crack up because I'm pretty comfortable. Once I get over the hump, like the first couple seconds, I'll be kind of scared, but afterwards I'm fine. Like, I'm fine now. But students giving reports, like, my report is on really, and really, really. It's sad, but it's like, you got to overcome that. Whether if it's talking to people more, writing. I was just talking to a guy, and he's like, oh, you wrote a book, that's so cool. What are your suggestions for me to start? I said, what do you think they are? He's like, well, can you give me some pointers? I said, the pointers are very simple. Write. Write more. That's all you need to do. If you want to write a book, write a book. It's not that hard. I mean, there's challenging aspects of it, but you can just go online and publish it. Book clubs as well. You can pick a book, go in there and talk about it. It's kind of fun to do. 26, no more jealousy, hate, or envy. Don't get bitter, be better. I like that quote. Especially as a trainer. There's a lot of good trainers out there. You can get bitter at the fact that they're having more clients and they're making more money than you, or you can get better and learn from them and make yourself a better person. I was just listening to I Love Country, and I was grading some papers, listening to some country, and they're talking about Miranda Lambert. I'm sure you guys have heard of her. Her husband's Blake Shelton. She's nuts. And so you're talking about the arrangement that they have in their marriage. He has to give her all of his passwords to his phone, to his email, and everything so she can go through it whenever she wants to. That's not love, that's chaos. That's just nuts. That sounds like a lot of work. Why the hell would you want to ever do that? If I'm sure we've all done it. I've never done it, but gone through someone else's phone, that's nuts. You're right on your buddy boiler status right there, crazy. There's no need to do that. If you are jealous of someone, maybe it's you're insecure of yourself, you're not loving yourself, you can go back to the other commandments and find out what's the matter. But jealousy shouldn't be in our deck of cards. And then last but not, if you even looked, what do you think the last one's going to be? Shut up or show up. No more excuses for 2017. So there she is. Thank you guys for showing up today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We do have some refreshments and drinks. We'll hang out and we'll go from there. So thank you.